It is being said and stated by Mark Spears, who is a very respectable and reliable source for ESPN, that Ja Morant is going to be done for the season. When I first saw that, my immediate reaction is there's no way. There's no way we've gotten to this point already with Ja Morant. And it all goes back to this. He's going to be out for the year just for being dumb. I know. Shut up. I know what you're saying. Matt, what are you doing? Really? We're making another Ja Morant video? This is like the 8th video in 7 days. I get it. Some of you are more than likely annoyed by it. That's cool. You don't gotta watch this video, but other people like myself are highly invested and highly intrigued by it. As I'm sitting here now thinking about it, I don't know if I've ever seen a situation quite like this in my lifetime in any sport. What I'm referring to is with Ja Morant, every single day that goes by, it somehow not only gets worse, but there's always more bad news that's coming out about him. And just like I said in yesterday's video, it's all because he hit that go live button on Instagram. That's it. It led to this, and the butterfly effect, like I said yesterday as well, it's a crazy thing. I'm not playing with you guys. It was only about 45 to 50 minutes after I posted yesterday's video, I had about 4 or 5 of you guys sending me the new news, that's a mouthful, but the new news about Ja Morant. But whoa, hold on. Not only that, but there was more news coming out today, and we're going to talk all about it, that Ja Morant is going to be out for the remainder of the season. Yes, that is right. You heard me correctly. According to the sources, allegedly, this isn't me, I'm just a messenger, don't be mad at me, but Ja Morant will never play another game this season. Look, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. I want to get straight into it. We're not doing no intro, none of that. It's simple. If you like the content, consider subscribing. We would love to have you here. If you don't like it, you don't got to subscribe. All right, Matt, blah, blah, subscribe up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about this. First things first, but March Madness, it officially starts today. It's not the round of 64, but it's the first 4 games. It doesn't matter to me. Any March Madness games, I'm here for it. This is one of my favorite times of the year, hand down. That music that plays during March Madness, I don't know. There's just something about it. I love March Madness. If you did fill out a bracket, let me know who you got winning down below because I am curious. And if you want to know who I have winning and who I picked winning all the games, I actually filled out a bracket. I already posted that video. But anyways, that's besides the point. We're not here for the NCAA talk. We're here to talk about Mr. Ja Morant. Like I was saying in the intro, right after I posted yesterday's video, I was getting tagged in this by Bleacher Report, quote unquote, or not really quote unquote, but it says right here, Ja has entered a counseling program in Florida and there is no timetable for his return. This is very weird to me and I don't understand it. I think I told you guys this last week. Everybody's saying, oh, Ja Morant, he needs to go to therapy. He needs to get some help. And I'm like, what? Help for what? He was just being dumb. Going live on Instagram and brandishing a gun, he doesn't need therapy. He's just being an idiot. And we've all done idiotic things before. I hope y'all understand where I'm coming from and what I'm trying to say. I don't know another way to dumb it down. I don't understand why everybody's saying, oh, well, he needs to take time away from the game. He needs to step away and get some serious help. I don't get it. I really don't. Yes, I do agree with, okay, he needs to take a step back. He needs to sit back and realize what he did was wrong. He needs to sit down by himself and go, okay, I'm not a gangster. I'm not hood. I'm not this. I'm in the NBA making millions of dollars. I agree with all of that. But I don't think he needs counseling for that, and I can't emphasize that enough. But continuing to move along here, check this out. It is being said and described that, quote unquote, Morant has been seeking assistance for what he described in a statement as a need to, and he said, quote unquote, to get help and work on learning better methods of dealing with stress and my overall well-being. I like that. I think that's a mature response. And yes, there is stress with being 23 years old and having $200 million. Or my bad, he's on a $200 million contract. You get what I'm trying to say. Here's something I found rather interesting, though. It is being said that Ja Morant, throughout all this, he's still in touch with his teammates. He's still talking in the group chat, and here's what Tyus Jones had to say. His spirit has been great so far when I've spoken to him. It's a unique time. There comes times in your life when you got to put yourself first before your family, before basketball, before a lot of other stuff, and I don't know if a lot of other guys have ever done that. It's a time where he's getting to put himself first, and I think he's taking advantage of that. I hope he's taking advantage of that, and it will be good for him. Basketball will be here. We support him. We have his back. He knows that, and that's just what I try to reiterate to him. I think that's some great words, and I couldn't have said it any better myself. It's nothing more than Tyus Jones saying, hey, man, you need to get yourself right. Basketball, it's always going to be here. We'd love to have you back whenever you're ready. Going back to this, though, it's my entire argument. What counseling does he need? From everything I've seen, the video and the leaked pictures, Ja Morant is acting like your typical or normal 23-year-old. Last time I checked, it's not illegal to go to the clubs. Now, am I advocating to go to the clubs? No, I've already told you guys I've never been to a club and I don't plan on going to one. That's something I don't like to do. However, there's many people out here that enjoy doing that, and more power to you. More power to Ja Morant. Nothing he's done is illegal. Going to a club, not illegal. It's dumb, but flashing a gun on Instagram Live, that's not illegal. The word of this video is going to be dumb. That's all it is. It's not illegal. However, I have seen some people saying, and take this with the smallest grain of salt as possible, that he is quote unquote addicted to alcohol. You want to know my sources on that? Random Twitter people online. I like being transparent with all of you. Do I believe this? No. Me, myself, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt, but I have seen people saying that. I just believe it's people trying to reach at something, trying to figure out what's going on. They have no idea. I'm not saying he's not addicted to alcohol, but I haven't seen a verified source come out and say that, so I don't believe it. If you want to believe it, hey, do what you want. I'm just providing you this information. I'll put it this way, and here's what most of y'all don't understand. There's currently players in the NBA that I guarantee you and promise you are doing way worse things. They just didn't film it, and it's not out there to the public. Y'all have no idea whatsoever. The stuff these NBA players are doing behind the scenes, guarantee you it would blow your mind. And I can't even speak on some of the stuff these guys do because I'd be going into way too much detail, and YouTube, the guidelines are strict nowadays. They wouldn't like that. All I'm going to say is, if you haven't seen the Last Dance documentary where Michael Jordan, he talks about some of the stuff that Dennis Rodman was doing, go check it out. Getting back on track here, everything I just told you about Mr. Ja Morant going to the counseling program, that came out last night, but here's what came out early this morning. It is being said and stated by Mark Spears, who is a very respectable and reliable source for ESPN, that Ja Morant is going to be done for the season. When I first saw that, my immediate reaction is there's no way. There's no way we've gotten to this point already with Ja Morant. Before I go any farther, let me show you what he said word for word. There's things I'm hearing that I'd rather probably not say on this podcast. My guess now is that he doesn't play the rest of the season. Really? I can't get over this. I don't even want to believe it. Ja Morant out for the year? And it all goes back to this. He's going to be out for the year just for being dumb. I'm going to tell you guys straight up. Me personally, I have a very hard time believing that. But at the same time, Mark Spears is a reliable and a very respectable source. Why would he lie about that? Look, I need you guys to understand this. You can like Ja Morant, you can dislike him. I think about 50% people watching this video, you like him. I think the other 50%, you don't like it. Maybe 60 to 40. But that's besides the point. The point is, Ja Morant, you got to understand this, is the ultimate competitor. I would say about 90% of your Major League Baseball, NBA, or NFL players, they want to win at any cost. They love to compete in anything and everything. So with that being said, I have an extremely hard time even seeing Ja Morant sit out this entire season just due to that alone. I don't believe he does have a drinking problem, but let's just say he is an alcoholic or does have a drinking problem. I still think he's going to play. At the very end of the day, though, I am beyond divided on this subject because one side of me is going, man, Ja Morant, he's only 23 years old. He's making all this money. I myself, I've made many mistakes in my life. You watching this, you're going to make many more. So we need to give him a pass and say, okay, he's a young guy. But, and I have a big but, there's another side of me going, well, dang, Ja Morant, you're 23 years old. You got all this money. You need to get a little bit more mature. You need to be more responsible because you're not 18 or 19. You're not just getting out into the world. You're 23. I don't think what's going on with him, this entire situation, it is the biggest deal in the world. He could have done much worse stuff. So it's not like he's banned from the NBA. I think he's going to be A-okay just fine whenever he comes back. However, there's also another side of me going, well, dang, it's already gotten worse than what I originally thought it was going to be. What if this is the beginning to a downward spiral? What if we're witnessing the beginning stages of a man's career falling off and being ruined for the worse? I hate to think that way, and I hope that does not happen to him, but it could happen. You never know with situations like this. You never know. I'm curious. Let me know in the comment section. How do you feel about this? Do you think he's going to come back in maybe 2 or 3 weeks, or do you think he is going to be out for the season? Let me know your thoughts down below. As always, I'm going to keep you guys updated because I'm sure there will be some more crazy news come out about him in probably a day or two. Like I said, drop your comments down below. But